Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Betty Odumosu. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're not so new, you're also welcome. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about situationships, right? And how I believe that we can handle them as young people and why I think it is fruitless, baseless, and a complete waste of time. Yeah. So what exactly is a situationship for people who might not understand what I mean by situationships? Because normally we all know relationship, but situationship, what is that? Well, basically it's a situation, like the name implies. It's a situation where two people, a guy and a girl, oftentimes, not want to commit to themselves, but want to enjoy the benefits of being together as a couple. Or sometimes it is when one person is indecisive, right? One person likes the other person but doesn't want to commit to it, or there is no clear um what's the word there's no clear decision to commit to this person, but you don't want to leave the person. More like you guys are just going with the flow, you are going with the vibes. It's just based on vibes, based on flow. Let's see how the energy goes. That is what situationship is all about, basically. Now, oftentimes also in situationships, one person is not involved. Like one person is not exactly feeling the other person, but the other person is feeling the person, and they don't want to go. Like it's just I don't want to say triangle, but it's just an entanglement. Situationship basically is entanglement of emotions, of feelings, no clear cut, no clear direction. That is what it is about. Now, have I experienced it before? Yes, I have, my dear. I have experienced it before, and I would love to say that this happened, you know, before I had actually come into Christ, like before I had a practical, genuine experience of being a child of God, right? So this is not in any way my present, but just a fraction of my past experience that I just believe that someone out there is going to learn from. All right. So how did this situation of ship of a thing happen? Well, it just happened that I and this guy, we moved from strangers to becoming mutuals, and from being mutuals, gradually from constantly spending time with each other. When I say constantly spending time, I mean we were always around, like we were always in the same environment, often. We were in, we were just, it started off as harmless, harmless, casual friendship, as a mutual, doing all the nice stuff. But along the line, I noticed that wait, this thing is becoming um too too much. Like it's going out of normal, the gifts, the conversation started taking different turns, started getting deeper. And I'm like, yo, okay, where's this headed? Because at this point it was the tension was beginning to build up. Tension was beginning to build up between the both of us. And one day, because I'm someone that likes to ask questions, I didn't want to be going with the flow. I mean, situationship is that scenario where two of you, something is there. Like when you talk, you actually talk, you communicate without actually communicating, like without talking. It's very obvious in the body language. The signs are there, but they're not saying anything. But you both know that, guy, there's tension between us. What's up? So I walked up to the guy and I was like, okay, what exactly is it that you want? Like, I'm not blind. I see the things you're doing. I see it's not ordinary. This one is going beyond platonic friendship. Like, what exactly do you want? And so he said, oh, he would love us to, get along, vibe. And I'm like, what exactly do you mean by get along, vibe? Like, let's get closer, get physical. And I'm like, okay, okay. And at that time, even though I hadn't gotten the genuine um experience of being a believer, I had morals. I knew definitely that there's certain things that you do not do, right? There are things you do not do when you're in a relationship. Talk more, when you're in talk more in situationship. You get that kind of vibe. So I said, okay, what do you want? He said, okay, let him just go straight to the point. He would love for us to um, date and be an item. I'm like, first off, we both have different religions. You are not a Christian. You do not believe in my faith, and so that in the first place is a no. Like that disqualifies everything. And I'm like, okay. Aside that, let's even remove religion, right? What is the goal? What is the purpose of you wanting us to be in a relationship? And guys, hold on. I actually realized later on that the reason I was asking those questions was because I myself, I had unconsciously actually fallen. Like I was already falling into the I don't want to call it trick, because it wasn't trick, but it's what happens when you are beginning to spend time with somebody, you're beginning to talk late into the night to somebody, you're beginning to hold certain conversations with a person, you are spending time, you are buying things for each other, that is what happens, right? And so I just needed to clarify things. And then I asked, okay, what's your goal? What's your purpose? I mean, the both of us now, we are still in school, so I mean, there should be a purpose, there should be a goal. We cannot just move with the flow. And he goes, I don't know, that he just, we'll see how it goes. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen. That is not even going to happen at all. And so at that point, I knew that, okay, this has to stop. I had to speak sense to myself that don't start committing yourself to something that I know is never going to work, right? And like I said, this was even way before I had proper understanding of, you know, being in Christ, things that are accepted. Because looking at it now, there were so many things I did that were wrong, and those are some of the things that I want to share with you basically in this video. So number one thing that I realized that got me into that situationship, into that whole entanglement of feelings and emotions, is that one, I didn't cut boundaries. I didn't like state and define my boundaries. If I had set certain boundaries at that time, there were certain things I wouldn't have been discussing with that guy. There were certain jokes I wouldn't have been accepting. There were certain things that I wouldn't have agreed to actually doing or talking with him. And those were those things that I decided that I didn't actually set a boundary upon are the things that led towards getting in the situation that we got into. So one, setting boundaries, yeah, will definitely help you avoid getting into unnecessary situationship. Number two, learning to distance yourself, right? Learning to distance yourself. When you know that, okay, this person is actually nursing feelings, this person is nursing some things, but then you still pretend like, oh, you don't know anything about it, and you just move on. And you know definitely that, okay, some of the things that you are doing, maybe the way you joke and play around them, the way you laugh, the way you do around them is, making is intensing the fire of the feelings. And then you continue. Definitely, you just be putting yourself in, an unwanted situationship. You'll be putting yourself in a situation that you wouldn't like, and those are some of the things that fosters situationship. You know definitely that this guy, this girl, when I'm doing like this, I'm being unfriendly. Like, you should begin to limit some of these things. It still goes down to boundary. You limit some of the things that you know that is making this person, not like distancing. That's just it, distancing yourself, limiting access to it. Okay, I'm not saying cut off completely from this person. If you know, okay, the friendship that you guys are sharing, you still want to have that, but without it being contaminated by unnecessary romantic feelings, then just limit how you say, limit the gifting, limit the acceptance of the gift as well. And then three, I would say communication. See, talk. If you notice that, oh, this person is already showing you signs, or showing, just talk. Like, have the conversation. Don't try to avoid it, because shying away from that conversation in the first place too is a way. Is because silence is a response. That's one thing I believe. Silence is a response. You are saying something, You both know, like, but you are pretending like, oh, it's not there. I'll just wait for him to talk. If he doesn't talk, so be it. And you are still accepting things from the person. You are still, silence is when most times when in situations like this, silence is taken for years. Silence is taken for years. So open your mouth and talk. I'm so grateful that I was able to bring up the conversation to know what exactly it is that this guy wanted. We're no longer friends today. I don't even know where he is today, but I that conversation I had with him made me know, okay, this is where his heart is. So it was just a temporary thing. It wasn't like he was in love or anything. My guy just dey find who he go dey rub body with, pending the time where he dey for the school where we gather dey get. So I believe communication, yes, talking would really help you. Okay. Another thing I'll say is stand your ground. Stand your ground. There are certain cases of situationships where one person has made it clear that, oh, sorry, this cannot work. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Sorry. Then the other party is still very persistent and feeling like, hey, she'll change her mind. Please stand your ground. When you say no, no, let your words, let your no actually tally with your actions. You cannot say no that you don't want to be in a situationship with a person, and then your action is saying otherwise. You said no, but you're still accepting it. You said no, but you're still wanting to be around them at inappropriate times and at inappropriate places. Yeah. So let your body language and your words actually tally. That way they'll take you seriously. It's not the one that you say, no, I don't want us to do this. No, at all. I don't want us to do this. But you still be the one that will be texting and calling at night. You still be the one sharing unnecessary memes that will foster the feeling that the person is having. So when you say no, oh, you cannot do this, make sure that your no is your no and your action is actually in tune with the no that you have said, right? And then also I would say your life. What kind of life are you living? Because there's a kind of lifestyle that you would be living that would send a signal to people that, okay, this girl be like, we go fit do this kind of thing now. We go just live. There's some people that people know what you can take and what you cannot take. People know things you can accept. They know the kind of things that they can bring to you, that they can propose to you based on the kind of life that you are living. So you need to ask yourself that, what kind of life are you living? You need to watch yourself. Are you sending off messages? Is your life suggesting some kind of messages to other people that makes them approach you? These are questions that you should ask yourself. Well, those are my 2 cents on situationships. Let me know if you enjoyed watching this video, and also share your situationship experiences with me in the comments if you have. Until I see you again in my next video, bye bye.